Hi everyone, my name is Stacy and I'm with Alison's Pantry, and today I'm going to share with you a couple of fun ideas to help your entertaining for the football season. It's getting to be that time of year when everyone gathers around the TV and watches the football games, and it's kind of nice to be able to serve different ideas and different items each time. So with Alison's Pantry, it's really fun because we have a lot of variation. So today I'm going to feature a couple of items that you may not have tried before, and I'll teach you a couple ways to use them. The first one we're going to talk a little bit about are the Mrs. T's Classic Cheddar Pierogies. And personally, I have never had these before. They've been kind of fun. I got to sample them the other day, and so I think you're going to really like what we've got cooked up for you for those. The other item we're going to talk about is our margarita pizza, pepperoni pizza slices. Now, my bag is open, so I'm going to kind of hold it carefully so you can see, but it is a large bag. It's number 1596. It's $17.49 for the bag, so you're going to get a great deal over the cost of what's in the store. We're going to do about 3 different ideas with this pepperoni, so it's really fun. I think you'll like those. The other idea I have for you, Posada mini tacos. These come in a 4-pound box. There's quite a few little mini tacos here. We're going to cook those up and show you a fun way to treat your family with those. And then I've also got a couple ideas for a sweet dessert, and then we'll start with that and go from there. Okay, first thing I'm going to start with is using our pepperoni and the Bridgeford Sweet Yeast Steakhouse rolls. I just had a few of these left in my freezer, and I thought they'd be fun to make a pepperoni puff, I'm calling it, kind of like a pizza stick. I took about a few of these out and let them just thaw on my countertop here, covered them up so that they stay soft, and then you're just going to go ahead and lay them out and roll them out. Now, I put a little flour down on them so that they'll not stick, and we're just going to roll them out with a rolling pin. You kind of want them just to be a flat rectangular square. And then now when I made these the first time, I used string cheese, our Cheeseheads string cheese mozzarella cheese sticks, and then I also used fresh mozzarella. They will both work great for you, whatever you have in the house. We offer the mozzarella sticks, so I had a few of those left. But what I did learn is if you put the whole stick in, it'll work, but it's kind of hard to keep it sealed when you go ahead and seal it when you close it up. So you might want to cut it down to about 3/4 size. So what I would also like to tell you is put your pepperoni in there, let your pepperoni thaw. And the first time I did it, I only put about 5 pieces of pepperoni. I found out later that I wanted more pepperoni than that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the pepperoni first, and then put some pepperoni over the top of your cheese stick, okay? Then you're going to go ahead and roll this together and seal the ends. This is so easy, even your kids can do this. If you want to put it all out there and let them make their treat for the big game. Now pinch those ends so that you have them so that they're nice and sealed, because that cheese tends to melt and run out of any little opening that it can find. Now the other thing that I did is I took a little oil and brushed it on there, trying to keep that so it would seal a little bit better. And then brushed some oil and butter on the top. Get some more oil. And then I went ahead and took our Kraft Parmesan cheese, and I just keep mine in this old bottle, but it's our frozen that we sell, which I love having in the freezer, and went ahead and put a little Parmesan cheese on them. Now, you can bake them right away. You're going to want to bake at about 350. It took about 20-25 minutes, just until they're nice and golden brown. I'm going to go ahead and roll the rest out. We'll get them baked, and I'll show you what they're like when they're finished. Okay, we've got our pepperoni pizza puffs finished. They cooked about 15 minutes at 350. I'm going to go ahead and just plate those so you can see what they look like. You'll notice that the cheese stayed in. As long as you sealed it up, it stayed in, and you can see the bottoms are nice and brown. They really do taste good. You can dip these in a ranch sauce if you would like, or in your marinara sauce, whichever your preference is. I'm going to go ahead and just cut one open so you can see what it looks like inside. I'll just take this one and cut it. Now you could cut them or cook them even longer if you wanted, but you can see inside there the cheese is still pretty well formed, but it's soft, and then your pepperonis around the side. So go ahead and try those for your football game. Those are great. Okay, the last pepperoni item I have for you is a pepperoni pizza dip. This is a hot dip. You're going to want to have little pieces of bread to serve it on, or crackers, and we'll go ahead and put that together. It starts with 8 ounces of cream cheese, and then you're going to go ahead and put in about 3/4 of a cup of Italian style cheese. I just used a mozzarella. That's what I had at home. So you can see in there that you mix half of the cheese in with the cream cheese and then spread it in the bottom of your dish. I sprayed my dish first with Vaseline, then put my cream cheese in there in the base. Then you're going to go ahead and put pizza sauce. Now I made my own pizza sauce just with a little can of tomato soup or tomato sauce and some Italian seasoning. And we're going to go ahead and just pour that over top. You're supposed to use about 1.5 cups. I'm just kind of eyeballing it because this is 2 8-ounce cups of tomato sauce, so we have a little bit extra. So you're going to put your sauce on the top, and then you're going to sprinkle it with the remaining cheese over the top. Once again, I just use mozzarella. You can use the Italian blend if you prefer. Whatever you have in the house, I'm sure will be great. And then you're going to take pepperoni and you're going to lay it over the top. And I cut these pepperoni in half with my shears once again, just so that when you scoop them up on your cracker, it's easier to get the pepperoni out and you're not taking a big piece of pepperoni. So just lay those out on top of your cheese. You can make it beautiful or you can make it however you want. And then you're going to bake this for about, it's at 350 for about 10 to 15 minutes. It should come out bubbling and the cheese will be oozy, and we'll go ahead and put that on bread and try that out. And then the pepperoni pizza dip is finished too. And I think the best way to serve this is to get yourself some bread, like little pieces of bread, and then I would just serve it in the warm dish. Take a spoon and go ahead and dish some of that up on your bread and try it out. It's hot, so I don't want to burn my tongue. You'll like this. Cream cheese is awesome in there. You could probably sprinkle a little bit of Italian seasoning on the top too, but it's got plenty of flavor. You'll like this. Go try this one out. This is a good one. Okay, now we're going to do our pierogi appetizer. The first thing you're going to do is prepare these just like it says on the bag. There's 4 different ways you can prepare them, many ideas. You can boil them, you can cook them in the oven and bake them, you can put them in an air fryer, you can saute them in a frying pan with a little bit of oil. I chose to just bake them in the oven. If you're going to bake them in the oven, you want to cover them with a spray. So my Vaseline I've sprayed on the back side, and now I'm going to go ahead and just spray over the top. I suppose you could use oil too. It was just easier to use the Vaseline. So now I'm going to go ahead and put them in a 400-degree oven and bake them between 18 and 20 minutes. Then we're going to pull them out. Halfway through you can pull them out and turn them over and finish baking them the other time. So about 9 minutes on each side. And then we'll pull them out and put the toppings on. Okay, our last appetizer that I have for you are the passata, chorizo, and cheese mini tacos. Now you can also prepare these a couple different ways. You could put them in the air fryer, you could put them in the oven. I suppose you could deep fry them too. I don't deep fry very much, but they do say that you can do that. Now what I'm going to do is just put them in the oven once again. it tells you to put a little bit of oil on the shells. So I just took a brush and kind of brushed each one and set it in my baking dish. And so they're both covered pretty good on both sides. We're gonna bake them, I think it's about 10 minutes. I can't remember exactly how long it took, but about 10 minutes at 350. Then we'll pull them out and get what you're gonna dip, your dipping sauces ready for them. Okay, our pierogies are finished, and also our little mini tacos are finished. So first, to get the pierogies started, you'll notice that they look kind of browned on both sides. That's from turning them over halfway and spraying them with Vaseline. They also puffed up really nicely. So what you're gonna wanna do first is go ahead and put a little cheese on each one while they're warm. It will start melting. If your cheese doesn't melt, just pop them back in the oven for a minute and let the cheese melt. We're gonna put cheese. We're also gonna put some bacon. I took about 3 pieces of our pre-cooked bacon and put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds and then chopped it up into little pieces. And we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of that on top. You could do it in smaller pieces too if you wanted, but I don't mind the bacon being a little bit bigger. And honestly, out of pretty much everything we sampled the other night when I was sampling this and learning how to cook it, these were our favorite. So you're gonna wanna try these. Okay, and then also you're gonna wanna put a little bit of either fresh green onions sliced, or I have chives. So we're putting a little bit of chives on there. I'm gonna pop these back in the oven for just 1 minute while the oven's still hot and let that cheese melt a little bit better. And then I'll show you how to finish them off. In between that time, let's talk a little bit about the little mini tacos. So they're very simple, not a lot you can do with them. They're kind of too small to put condiments in the side or inside of them. So what I would do with these is just to go ahead and put them in a serving dish, because they are all one piece. So go ahead and put them in your serving dish. And then I would serve them alongside some guacamole or some sour cream and salsa, which I've gone ahead and put that together. And I like to mix mine together. I wasn't sure if you like that or not, but we usually just mix it together. And then just go ahead and just dip those out. Put a little on your plate, and there you've got a really good fun little snack for your football games. So go ahead and try the little mini tacos, and I'll get those pierogies ready for you. Okay, they're all melted and ready to serve. So the best way to serve these, go ahead and just put them on your serving dish. I'm missing a lot of the bacon there. Maybe you should put the bacon on first and then your cheese over top, and it would secure that bacon down a little bit better. Try that either way. Either way, it tastes yummy, so. Okay, then the way you're gonna finish it off is you're gonna take a little bit of sour cream, and I just put a little bit in this Ziploc bag. And you're just gonna kind of float a little bit over the top of that. Oh, and mine's kind of too big, but you get the idea. And there is your pierogi appetizer. And they are yummy. So don't miss out, try those. Your family will love them. Okay, for the last item we're gonna talk about, it's going to be the El Monterey raspberry cheesecake bites. And they are so yummy. So you get a box of these, it's number 8850, and you get a box of 24, so there's 4 bags of 6 in this box. They come also with little slips of paper you can put them in after you cook them. They can be baked or deep fried. So tonight I'm just going to put them in the air fryer because I wanted something really quick and fast. I cooked them about 9 minutes in the air fryer, which, if you know, an air fryer doesn't use any grease, but it does treat it just like you just deep fried it. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab those out. They just finished. We'll put them on the plate. I'll show you how you can serve them. They are so good, you guys. These, I have never had them before, and I just loved them. They're yummy. So they have a little bit of cheesecake in the middle, a strip of cheesecake with raspberry sauce on them. What I would probably do to serve them is to maybe put even a dollop of vanilla ice cream with them while they're hot. You could also put a little strawberry, or I mean a raspberry syrup or a chocolate syrup over top. But I'm just going to put some powdered sugar on them right now. And then if you wanted to squirt some chocolate syrup across, or even caramel and raspberry always goes really well together. So there you go, the raspberry cheesecake bites. They're really fun for your football celebrations because everybody needs a little sweet treat too. Anyways, have a good night and thanks for joining me.